Welcome back to the Titanium Hangar. This is Mike. Today I want to talk to you about questions answered from the loyal subjects about the killer mask that they're making. And they did kind of touch on pretty much everything that I was concerned about, except for price. The only thing they did not discuss is price, which obviously, why would they? That's not a fun subject to talk about. So they discussed this, they showcased this, and I've got some pictures. Toy Shiz is the one that actually made a video. This is in New York. It's pretty interesting, but pretty cool stuff they have going on there with this. There's only 3 of the 4. We're not going to see anything with the Thunder Rock yet. These are supposed to be either production units or production samples. Anyway, this is pretty much exactly how it's going to come to us, so it's pretty interesting to see all that. Got a few pictures to show, but the big thing isn't so much the pictures, it's the questions that have been answered. And stay till the end, because big questions have big answers, and the future coming up. So let's start out just looking at the box and box art, then we'll move into each one and what they did with each one. But the box mobile defense unit, they did touch on that as code names. Wink wink is what they said. So obviously they're addressing the fact that they lost the name, or Hasbro lost the official name of Rhino, so they're using the mobile defense unit. And that's that. The very glossy box, and it looks decent, it looks nice, and it'll fit in fine. I do want to say that the vintage boxes, maybe it's just because they're so old, but they have more of a matte finish, and these have a gloss finish. I don't know if that's going to make a difference, but it's nice to actually see the real thing instead of an artist render, a rendition of what it might look like. So this is actually what it looked like. Don't really have pictures of every single angle of it, though. Here is the high-tech helicopter, or HTH, hormone therapy. Okay, no, it's HTH. This is the Switchblade, and I am looking at my box. Looks very, very similar. A whole lot of fun, just very reminiscent of the past. Again, much shinier box than my vintage one, so it's an interesting look at this, and overall, starting to see a few things on the box that even sort of answer some questions. Then we got Condor's box, and this is the one that I need the most, because I don't have a Condor box, and I don't want to spend any money on buying a Condor to get the box, or spend whatever money just to get a box. So I'm happy with $35 to get this, plug it in as my Condor box, call it a day. And it'll fit the bill. It works. It's got the Killer name on it and all of that. And so with that, it looks good. So the packaging looks fine. I'm okay with it. I'm happy with it. But it will definitely stand out among my other vintage boxes. And so now let's get into the first unpacking here. And I got 2 different angles of the jet mode. Well, let's look at the innards, the insides. So this is the first question answered, actually. Are they going to use styrofoam? Are they going to use the cardboard inserts? No, they're using plastic with... a lot of stuff's packaged like this nowadays. You got a plastic formed base and then a top over it. And I just reviewed a figure the other day exactly like this. This is how they did it. And this is how they do things. And the styrofoam lasts forever. Plastic can be recycled, so it's fine. But anyhow, would I rather have the cardboard inserts the way they used to do it? Yes, but they're putting more in here, so that would have all been stuck in a baggie or something. So I guess I can live with it being done this way. Here it is out of the package, and it looks pretty good. Fitting good old Miles Mayhem in there. Nice looking overall. And got some Toy Shiz in there. This is great job on just filming. He just filmed, and I don't even know if he asked a lot of questions. I think he asked the questions up front, what he wanted to know. But there we go with all of that. And then another angle of this thing, so you can see top down. Now, this is... The vac metal is nice, and you can see it. Wait till Rhino, it makes a massive difference. I don't even think it would make a huge difference on this one, but it still stands out. Like I'm looking at it thinking, very nice with the vac metal. Let's look at the helicopter, the Huey mode. It's a Huey, and nice helicopter. One of the things they did say was that they made sure it was reinforced for that piece that always breaks for the wings, and he was rough with it, like real rough with it. Like, I'm so super ultra delicate when I put the wings up, and he was manhandling that thing. Now, obviously, it's new, and they've got different tolerances. And then I might have watched it wrong, but it looked like he just pulled the wings down instead of using that tail fin to pop them out, and that's scary. Because I did that once to one, and it broke that little tab in there. So you definitely don't want to do that. So you want to make sure the mechanism releases the wings so you don't break the little tab. But I guess when they're brand new, then they're a little bit stronger. We're going to get into looking at the Miles Mayhem mask. So this answers yet another about the mask. So the mask on here, it does not come off. And he alluded to that because he said that this is not going to be a good mask for him to go into the vehicle with because of the fact, well, he didn't say that it didn't come off, just change the mask because that's not a good one to put in here in the vehicle. So that's interesting that he went that route, discussing that, and now I'm pretty much certain these are affixed to it. I'm sure you could pull it off, pop it off, but break it off, tear it off, but it wouldn't plug into the other one. So there is that situation there. Now we're going to get into the next one, which is Condor. Let's look at Condor's packaging, and there is the Condor in the packaging. And I mean, it is what it is. I surely don't remember what it was like, how it was packaged in the vintage day, which is one of the things maybe they don't even know. Actually, I saw some mask stuff in the archives of Hasbro. I bet Hasbro still has some of these. I don't know. I mean, it was technically Kenner before Hasbro bought them. Did Kenner keep samples in their archive and pass to Hasbro? I don't know. So it's still interesting. But here we go with how it looks with the top off and fun stuff. Getting it right out of the box, and it's going to come with this, it's kind of like burning rubber kind of effect, and it's packaged with that on the tire, and it just pops off. And there it is. Looks very much like the original vintage one. And this is when I start seeing this, I'm like, well, I got 6 of these original vintage ones, and I'm kind of like, why do I need a new one of these? Obviously, it's the box, but it's, I'm kind of torn. Do you want it exactly like the vintage? Do you want it different? Well, the difference is you can plug in these blast effects. There's a few different things. I am a little more excited. I was kind of down on this line for a little bit because of the price, because of the games they were playing with 3 of the same of Rhino, but different colors and price points and all that. But getting to actually see the product, it looked pretty good. I do want to say, though, when he was flipping around the propellers, they sagged a bit, and I was kind of hoping they'd be firm and, straight out. So not sure how I feel about that, but that's the only real downside and negative I saw to this one. And then let's see about getting the picture. Didn't have a good shot in this for the figure, so that's a thing. That's an issue. Obviously, it would have been nice to have improvements with elbows. Would have cost more. I mean, could it possibly cost more than it already does? I don't know, but there it is. I think they look good. The figures are striking, and I really do feel like out of all of this, at the end of the day, once this is over, the figures themselves are going to be the best part of this whole adventure. Here we go with the Rhino and how it's packaged. Another sad. I wanted the styrofoam. I mean, at least the special editions get the styrofoam, but they don't. You just get this. And there it is with the lid off. Lucas with the lid off there. Okay, so we've got this, and everything's packed in there. That's how it looks. Both the masks. So you're kind of wondering, they have had this planned for a while. They slow revealed the masks with the effects. They slow revealed things as they went. But this has been in the works for a while, because obviously they didn't just make these decisions 2 or 3 weeks ago and all this already get produced. So it's been in the works. And so with the not vac metal, I think that was obviously, did they just flip a switch and it's vac metal now? I don't think it works that easy. And here it is out of the package, and it looks great. One of the things they alluded to with the special edition, $175 special edition one, not the black and gold, but the other one, that it's more of a magenta, is what they said. So it is going to have a different color. The hue will be different. But this does look very much like my vintage one, color-wise, and so that looks good. And all that chrome, man, I gotta say, thank goodness they did the chrome, because it's a massive difference now that you're looking at these pictures. It's a massive difference, and it looks fantastic with the chrome. I will admit that. Speaking of that, here's the front end. This picture really does show the chrome too. Shows what a blast effect inside there. So it's extra things this can do. Your vintage one can't, but it's pretty much, aside from that, still the same as the vintage. Does look good. Let's get a Bruce Soto. I don't think I got a picture of Matt Striker out of there, but not too worried about that. Soto looking good here. No good angles. These people are obviously not reviewers, so they're just showing the product and the feature, and they're probably used to boardrooms and stuff, not YouTube channel reviews. So you're not getting the great shots in it and all of that, but yes, this is a really nice looking figure, and they did show how the suspension works just like the vintage one, where it kind of wobbles, and you can make it look like it's going over terrain and stuff. And then they did, let's see if I got a picture of that, them playing with the winch. Yeah, got a picture of them playing with the winch, all that fun stuff. Now let's get into the last of the questions answered that I think are the most important. In wrap up, they said that next Thursday, which was, I think they said is the 24th. I'd have to look all that up, but 24th, 23rd, 24th, 25th, something like that. But next Thursday, SDCC, they are going to have a panel, and they're going to discuss the future of this project, and it's going to include more updates for more things. So I'm guessing more repaints of things, but also Wave 2, Series 2, and what they have in store for Series 2, which is awesome. So they already are going to announce that. So the line is doing well enough that they can move to Series 2. And I got to say, I've heard rumblings from people around JC at TNI News and several other people saying that it's been very successful. The response to this is very high, very positive, very successful. And with the sellout of the 40th anniversary Black and Gold, obviously they feel really good about that, but that's probably only like 500 units, so like that's easy to sell out. And Series 2, they are going to discuss it at SDCC, so that's pretty exciting. That's pretty good stuff. I'm pretty happy about that, but some of these questions have been answered. I didn't get a picture of the stickers, but they're using stickers on everything, and just like the vintage line, I think that's all the questions that are answered in this one. So I do look forward to next Thursday, SDCC. It's going to be a real busy week for me next week with SDCC and all the stuff coming out of there. But let me know what you think about these questions answered. Are you excited about this? Does this make you a little bit more excited about it? I thought it was a pretty good way to do it. And when he shot the missile, I thought, wouldn't it be funny if the missile shot into the ocean? I mean, it'd be funny but sad at the same time, right? But he did launch it, and he caught it, but it's not anywhere near powerful enough to shoot into the ocean there. But let me know what you think in the comments below. Like and subscribe. Tell your hanger out.